Hello, everybody. Welcome to the afternoon tea. Is our president, Jackie, really with us? Jackie, with us yet? There she is, Jackie. Unmute.
Hi.
Jackie, not only are you going to introduce our first guest, but you can give us a traffic report at the same time.
I can. Sorry, guys. I'm in my car traveling. But yes, so Lyons Road is slow, but everything else is good. Okay, so I hear we have some exciting guests.
Very exciting.
Yes.
One of them you know because you were on the Broward County committee there. And so you know the next person pretty well. So do you want to introduce our first guest?
I would love to. Our Broward County property appraiser, also known as Mr. Sunshine. Marty Kair is our property appraiser. Always a wealth of information for us. Marty, I personally want to thank you for your support during my campaign. Always a pleasure to have you with us. And I'm excited. I swear in tomorrow night, and I'm excited to work with you. So thank you, and thank you for joining us. Our property appraiser, Broward County, Marty Kair.
Oh, thank you so much, Jackie, and everybody. And Jackie, a big congratulations. You're going to do a fabulous job. You know, I was so happy that you got elected, and what I think is great for the people of Winmore. You've had so many wonderful, awesome people represent you. And so you have Mickey, who has served so well for so long, has done such a great job, has advocated so strongly on behalf of the people of Winmore and of Coconut Creek. And now you get to follow into that seat. And I think that is absolutely spectacular. The people that live in Winmore are absolutely blessed by the representation that they've had and that they will have. So a big congratulations. I know you're going to do just an awesome job. And I want to thank Bruce, my pleasure, Fred, everybody for inviting me on today. I've been really looking forward to this. I have missed the people of Winmore so much. I know that, you know, all of us have been on lockdown and for good reason for some time. But I'm very glad also that so many of the people in Winmore have been vaccinated now and can kind of venture out and about a little bit more. And I just think that is absolutely great. And also, I want to let you know, before I quickly talk about what we're going to do, I wanted to thank Fred as well for your wonderful comment, and Bruce, and just everybody. Rodney, you know, our office loves the fact that you allow us to work, you know, at Winmore, to be able to have for example, when things are open, monthly events there for the residents, and to constantly be able to communicate with the residents and help them save money in their taxes and do so many other things. And the only reason our office has been able to help so many people in Winmore is because you all are so phenomenal and have allowed us to participate there. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Also on the call too is Lisa Chung. Lisa is a hardworking person in our office who does a fabulous job. She's in our mobile exemption information team. And I know that a lot of the folks on here know her because Lisa is basically a staple at just about every event we're allowed to attend at Winmore. So thank you so much for that. And with that said, I have a couple things I just wanted to bring up to the wonderful people of Winmore. The first is I want to thank you for allowing me to be your property appraiser. I was reelected in 2020 for another 4-year term. So thank you very much for that. And the reason I love this job so much is because it allows us to interact with everybody in the county, and the nature of the job lets you help people. So just a few things I wanted to talk about. The first thing that we do is we determine the value of every piece of property in Broward County, whether it's residential, commercial, tangible personal property, or centrally assessed property, which are railroads. And the reason that's important is because when you pay your property taxes, the amount of taxes you pay is a relation between the value of the property that we set and the tax rate set by your local governments like Winmore, the city, the county commission, the school board, and others. So in August, you're actually going to be getting a document from me in the mail. And that document is called your Truth and Millage Notice, your TRIM notice. And that's going to tell you a few things about your property. It's going to tell you the value of the property that we've set. It's going to show all the tax saving exemptions you're currently getting. It's also going to show the amount of property taxes you're going to be asked to pay for this year. And as soon as you get that, if you have any concerns with that, please call me at my office, email me, or if you all are open and our office staff can be there, please sit down with Lisa or anybody else that's there, and we'll love to go through it with you. And if we can make any adjustments, we absolutely will. The second thing I wanted to quickly talk about was just about exemptions, because right now, that's the thing I love most about my job is we get to give tax saving exemptions to people that qualify. And you know, there are a lot of exemptions under Florida law that people qualify for. If you live in Winmore and you've made that your primary residence, you basically get a homestead exemption. The first thing that does, it takes $50,000 of value off the tax roll you'll no longer pay taxes on. At the beginning, it could save you $800, $900, maybe $1,000 a year. And most importantly, it really protects you going forward, because what it means is after you have a homestead exemption, the value that you're taxed on can't go up more than 3% every single year, even if your market value goes way higher than that. So the homestead exemption is so important. And that also leads me to the second exemption that I wanted to quickly talk about, because it affects so many people, and many people in Winmore qualify for this exemption. And I want to find more people that do qualify there and sign them up. And that's called the low-income senior exemption. The low-income senior exemption can save you a significant amount of money in your property taxes if you qualify. And here's how you qualify. After you get a homestead exemption, that's the gateway exemption. You can't have any other exemption without that. You can then qualify for any other exemption. And the low-income senior exemption is just like this. If you're over 65 years of age or older, you made under last year $30,100. And if you don't file income taxes, Social Security doesn't count. If you do file income taxes, you have to look at the adjusted gross income line of your income tax statement. If that's under $30,100, you basically get an additional homestead exemption on top of what you already have. So think about it this way. Let's say we've assessed the value of your property at $100,000. You get a homestead exemption. $50,000 of value is taken off the tax roll. You then get a low-income senior exemption. Another $25,000 is taken off the tax roll. What that means is at the beginning, you're only paying taxes then on $25,000 worth of value, or your taxes would be 1/4 of what they would have been without any exemption. There's also a new exemption that a lot of people may qualify for in Winmore, but this is for long-term seniors. And when I say long-term, you had to have lived in your home for 25 years or more, and then you also have to be over 65 years of age, and you have to have made last year under $30,100. If you fall under that circumstance, then you're actually entitled to an even bigger exemption. You'd be fully exempt from paying the county portion of the tax bill. And I can't remember if Coconut Creek has also adopted it, but there are a number of our cities that also have would exempt you pay their portion of the tax bill as well.
That's not a yes.
So, it is. Oh, good. So excellent. So actually Coconut Creek has it as well. So think about this. Imagine you've lived in your home in Winmore for 25 years or more. You are over 65 years of age and you meet that income threshold. You're basically going to be exempt from paying the county portion of taxes and the city portion of the taxes. You're really only paying taxes to the school board and some other small taxing authorities. Almost 2/3 of your tax bill could be wiped away. So if anybody qualifies, please call me, email me. Now you have all the way till September 20th of this year to be able to qualify for any exemption. And if you contact me before then and you qualify, we'll make sure that those exemptions are reflected in your tax bill when it comes out in November. Now, also with the senior exemption, if you had the senior exemption last year, you have to renew it every single year. And so you would have received from our office in the mail a letter. And in that letter is going to be a yellow postcard. All you have to do is you just have to fill that out and send it back if you still qualify. Under Florida law, we have to have it back in order to continue to allow you to have it. To give you an idea, in 2019 or 2020, we gave about 28,000 senior exemptions out. And the year before, there was right about the same amount, but we had about right about 750 seniors that didn't send back that form. And we even banged on their doors, tried to contact them, but for some reason they just didn't send it back. And many of those people would have inadvertently forgot to do it, and then their taxes would have gone up. So if you got that, please send it back. You have till September 20th. If you want us to even pick it up, we'll even come to your door and pick it up and bring it in. So just let me know. I just want to make sure you get that. A few other exemptions I just want to mention, because Winmore actually has a number of American heroes who are retired veterans that live there. And if you are a totally permanently disabled veteran and you're 100% disabled, you're fully exempt from paying all property taxes. If you're not 100% disabled, but you're combat disabled, you get a percentage reduction in your taxes that correlates to whatever your disability percentage is. So if you're 50% disabled, 50%, 70%, 70%. If you're not 100% disabled, not combat disabled, but you're still a disabled veteran and is service connected, you still get a large reduction in your taxes. If you're a widow, you're entitled to a small exemption. If you're visually impaired, you're entitled to a small exemption. There are some very large exemptions for people who have disabilities, especially if you're confined to a wheelchair. Some of those are income-based. And I just wanted to bring that up because if you want to go to our website at bcpa.net, click on exemptions. And if there's something you're not getting, again, you have till September 20th to contact me so we can make sure those exemptions are applied. The last thing I wanted to quickly talk about before I answer any questions is something that actually was just brought up before and something I'm very excited about. And it's a new program that we've rolled out called Owner Alert. Now, if you live in Winmore, you got a letter from me in the mail. And I want to thank Ronnie again, because Ronnie, as soon as she got this letter, she was actually on with a number of Winmore residents because they wanted to make sure the letter was legitimate. And I appreciated that so much because, as you know, there's a lot of fraud that goes on. And when you do something or sign up for something, you want to make sure it's a legitimate program. Well, this definitely is. And here's what the Owner Alert program does. It helps you fight back against any potential fraud that can come your way with regard to your property. And here's why it's important. If unfortunately, South Florida can be the fraud capital of the world. A lot of terrible people who I believe are criminals do nefarious things, and they try to defraud people out of their property. And the reason it's so easy for them to do that is because under Florida law, every county has a recording office that accepts deeds. And the recording office, their job is just ministerial. They have to accept anything filed with them. They can't verify anything. They basically have to accept it. And because it's so easy to file things, file deeds, you have terrible, nefarious fraudsters that file fake deeds on people's property. And then they try to extort them for money. They'll try to mortgage, rent, or sell their property. It's really terrible what they do to people. And let me give you a few examples. One thing that these people like to do, and unfortunately, they're sophisticated criminals, and they're getting more sophisticated as time goes by. One thing they like to do is go through people's social media, and they know if you're on an extended vacation or if you live somewhere else throughout the year. What they'll do is when you're gone, they will file a fake deed on your. They can file a fake deed on a property, and then what they do is they try to rent your property. Another thing that they'll do is they'll file a fake deed and they'll show up to somebody's home and say, "Oh, I now own your property. Pay me $10,000. Pay me $15,000." Now, they really don't own your property, but they have this fake deed, and people get scared and they give them the money. And it is really terrible what can happen. They also can take out mortgages on the property, and before you know it, your property, the title is clouded, and to get it fixed can go a long way. Your credit can get messed up. And so what we've done is we've brought out what's called Owner Alert to give people notifications if somebody files a deed on their property. So all you have to do, there's a few ways you can sign up. If you want to go online, you just go to web.bcpa.net/owner alert. And if you go on there, you put in your name. You can also put in your property ID number, which you can easily get there. And you could also put in your email address. And if we have your email address on file, you'll automatically be registered. If we don't have your email address, we're going to ask for your driver's license number or your Florida ID card information, and that'll help you register. If you don't have that, there are another few ways you can do it. You can also call me at 954-357-6904. You can also sit down, with Lisa and our staff when they come to Winmore again, or like I said, just call us. We'll sign you up if you're having a hard time doing it. We've actually had about 90,000 Broward County property owners sign up in the last month alone, which is a great thing, and it really gives them the opportunity to fight back. Because what will happen now, once you sign up, if somebody files a deed on your property, you're going to be notified right away, so you can fight the fraud before it occurs. With that said, does anybody have any questions that I can answer? I just very much appreciate y'all allowing me to speak with y'all today.
Hey, Marty, it's Bruce. How are you?
I'm doing great, Bruce. It's so good to hear from you. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Did anybody write this down, what he just said? In 15 minutes, he said 47,984 words. Lisa, how do you keep up with him?
Oh my goodness. Lots of coffee, Red Bull, and a whole bunch of Diet Coke.
You weren't reading this, right? This was just off the top of your head.
It is. You know what? I'm the only person in the world that gets excited about property appraiser stuff. So I love talking about it. I just love the job you all allow me to do, Bruce. Thank you so much. But
we enjoy your company all the time.
Oh, thank you so much. I enjoy being with y'all so much. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing Lisa to come on the show regularly and give us updates. She does a great job also.
Oh, thank you. I'm so proud of Lisa and our mobile exemption information team. When I came to the office, we decided to create the mobile exemption information team because we wanted to just bring our office to the public. Because the great thing about our office is there's so much we can do and there's so many ways we can help people. But the only real way to really help as many people as possible is when we go out to the public. And so Lisa does such a fabulous job with that. And I'm just so very proud of her and everybody in our office. So thank you, Bruce. And thank you for the great work you do. You're just awesome. Such a gentleman, great guy. I really appreciate all your work.
On the deed scan, can we get something in writing that we could give to our residents? Because that is the hottest issue.
Yes. Absolutely. What I'll do is, so we sent a letter to everybody, but we can also send you our newsletter if that's helpful. And the newsletter that is actually coming out, I believe, at the first of the month, and I can get it to you beforehand if you'd like. That kind of really, talks about it and shows people how they can go online and sign up. And also, if they don't want to go online, they can just call me. And here's the other thing too that we're offering. So if you, there are some people that don't have email addresses, and if you don't have an email address and you don't want to get notified that way, we'll also notify you by mail with a letter sent as well. So there's a few ways we're actually going about doing it. What I'll do is I'll create, if it's okay, Bruce, a specific newsletter for Winmore and send it to you all. And I would love it if you could share it with everybody. Thank you so much.
And can we link you to our website, Jakia? Can we do that, Henry? Yes, so we'll give you a link on our website too. If somebody wants to give your office and Lisa and yourself a call, we can handle that.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. What's amazing? I learned from Channel 10 that right now there are actually 50 ongoing active criminal investigations on people that are doing these types of fraud on large scales, which is just in South Florida alone. And when I really first found out about this, it's kind of amazing. One of our state senators, a great guy, his name is Gary Farmer. And Gary Farmer was running for the state house, and his opponent at the time was this lady. And his opponent, while she was running for the state senate, was actually arrested for title fraud, for doing this on people's properties in Hollandale. Fortunately, Gary Farmer beat her pretty bad in the election, but that's when I first learned about it. And now it's only gotten even more sophisticated, and a lot of people get taken advantage of. So thank you so much, Bruce. I really appreciate it.
Okay, I'm going to have Jakia read some of the things on the chat so everybody can hear. Jakia, you got it?
Yes. Good afternoon. Before we do that, Mr. Stein does have a question. We'll go to him first and then get to the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Hi, Marty.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Can somebody scam the deed scam by going online and giving a false email address?
You mean for our office?
Yes.
No. So basically, the way that it works with us, we verify that you are basically the owner of the property. And so the reason we have so many email addresses, and this is if we have it on file, that's why it's the first step in the program, is that would be the email that people would have utilized when they filed for a homestead exemption. So that's what we have. So if that matches at the beginning, then we know it's you. If it doesn't match, or let's say you filed for homestead before there was email, or somebody doesn't have an email, then we ask for your driver's license information or your Florida ID card, and that kind of also does it as well. If that's not there, we ask for things such as, for example, utility bills, a way to be able to prove that it's you. So we go through a number of different steps to make sure that only the person that is the actual property owner or their representative. A good example is there was a very nice lady, I think, that lives in Kings Point, and she asked if her son could be notified. And I was like, of course. And so we were able to figure that out. So we really really try to verify. That was a great question. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're 5 steps ahead. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. We do have a comment from Miss Jan Miller. She's asking if you can confirm that you can sign up for the senior low income discount online.
Yes, I'm very proud of that. Something that we've been doing in our office is we're trying to make it as easy and convenient as possible for people to be able to file for exemptions. And the senior exemption is actually online. You can definitely do that if you just go to BC. We have 2 websites, bcpa.net, and the other one is web.bcpa.net. If you go on there, you click on exemptions and you can click on senior exemption, you can file for it online. And it gives you the opportunity to upload, some of the information that we need for that specific exemption.
Okay. And if she's having difficulty registering for the owner alert, she should just call you?
Yes, she could actually call me. Lisa, would you mind putting your phone number up in the chat? I know Lisa can, the easiest thing is you can either call me or Lisa. Lisa, I know can do it right off and is way better at signing people up than I am. And she can absolutely help you out with that, without a doubt.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And one more. For an extra exemption, must she be in the same unit for all 25 of the years, or can it be split over the years between multiple properties?
Such a great question. So for the big exemption I spoke about, you have to be in the same property. It has to have been basically your homestead. Well, actually, I think your property, you have had to have owned it for 25 years or more. And that's why it's a really large exemption, because it fully exempts you from the county and the city portion of the tax bill. And so that's one where under the law, you had to have been homesteaded there or lived there for 25 years or more.
Okay.
Great question.
Let's see, any further questions?
Marty, you must sleep good at night.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bruce. You guys are awesome.
It's always good to have you, and we haven't seen you in person, but if you ever see Marty in a room with a lot of people, he just goes from one area to the other. It makes everybody happy.
Oh, thank you, Bruce. I just love you and the people of Winmore. Everybody in Winmore is just so good to me, and I can't tell you how much I miss you all. By the way, I also want to give a big plug to who I think is one of the best elected officials in Broward County, and that is absolutely Mark Bogan. I like to talk about him at Winmore. I always feel like if only the people of Winmore could vote for president, Mark Bogan would absolutely be president.
He didn't give you your pandemic shot, did he? You didn't get your pandemic shot from him, did you?
I didn't. I definitely
didn't.
Okay,
I don't want you to be in the newspaper.
Absolutely. Well, there's 2 things. The first thing is I decided that when every other 43-year-old gets it, I'm going to get it. The second thing, and I know he wasn't, but if Mark Bogan himself was actually administering the shots, that's the last person I want to get a shot from. But I know he's a great guy, and I know he cares so much about Winmore. And so I just always like to plug him a little bit, because he's, I have to tell you, in public office, you get to meet a lot of very good people, and a lot of people that are really there always for the right reasons. And Mark Bogan is a person that I got to meet when I served on the county commission, and there is no finer public servant in Broward County than Mark. There's nobody that cares more deeply than he does. And so I just wanted to bring that up. I think Winmore is blessed to have him represent him. And he's blessed to have everybody in Winmore as a constituent.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank y'all.
Let's give Marty and Lisa the Winmore wave, everybody.
Hey, thank you all so very much. I like it. Excellent. Oh, by the way, I also really liked the beginning of this. I thought that was a great introduction.
We saw you dancing.
I loved it. I was having a good old time.
You should wait till the end. We have more music coming.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. Well, actually, I do apologize. I have to run. My youngest daughter does cheerleading. And so I get to take her to cheerleading today. And she said she's going to teach me how to do a back handspring. So it's very possible I may break something.
Yeah.
But thank you, Bruce. Thank you all so much for having me on. And as always, if I could ever do anything, call me, email me anytime. You all are the absolute best. Thanks, everybody.
Don't get laryngitis.
I can't promise.
Okay, thanks, Marty. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. All right, up next, we will segue to, wait, Miss Lisa, did you have anything that you wanted to add to that, or are we all set?
No, just the only thing is for the senior renewal, they can always call us and we can renew on the phone. They don't even have to go online. Just call us and we'll do it for them on the phone.
Okay, thank you so much.
Let's have a little entertainment, Jakia.
Oh, we do. With us this afternoon, we do have performer Don Stansfield. He did have a virtual concert this past Saturday on Channel 99. It was loved. I got so many emails and survey questions about how upbeat you were. So we were looking forward to this. I have a very quick video we're going to show, and then we'll get right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don Stansfield. Thank you so much. How is everyone? Not far away cries a world of success is waiting for me. I need the call. I won't settle down, won't settle for less, as long as there's a chance that I can have love. I'll go it alone, that's all it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free, I just gotta be free. Daring to try to do it or die. I gotta be Here's my scotch. You need scotch for that number. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still not begged for more. I only know when she began to dance with me, I could have danced and danced
Okay.
All right. Well, that venue looks very familiar. That is our Winmore Theater. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Stansfield. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We're looking forward to the encore this week.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, let me start by saying I love the Winmore folks, and what a beautiful venue it is. And I miss being live. Hopefully, we'll be back there soon. A little bit about me, just really quickly. I'm originally from Massachusetts, Ipswich, Massachusetts, and I moved from Massachusetts to New York City, where I did my training and my education at NYU. And I've been down here in South Florida for about 19 years. And I was an educator for about 10 of those years. And then I started to get back into the performing arts. and fell into this wonderful business of singing for the 55 plus South Florida community. So over the last 7 or 8 years, I've built different shows of different genres of music from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, even some 70s and 80s now. No 90s yet. That's really quick in a nutshell. I mean, I've been a trained singer since I was 11 years old. I've been performing for a long time.
Okay. We did have a show, as mentioned, this past Saturday. It was strictly catered to us, and the folks really enjoyed it. So
Good.
the encore is this Saturday, which is the 27th at 8 p.m. You can view it on Channel 99. And we'll look forward to the show for everyone that missed it. We're going to announce this as your encore.
Great. And just if I could just say one little thing, the clip you saw, there will be many different song titles in the encore that were not in the promo. So I think it'll be a good show. I think people will really enjoy it. I picked some new titles, and have fun. And thank you for having me here. Again, thank you. I appreciate it.
Don, this is Bruce Bandler. I was watching your videos on YouTube, and I see that you do The Wonder of You, one of my favorite songs.
I do. I've added that in the show coming up, the encore. You will see it. It's one of my favorites too.
Can you give us a few notes?
I don't know how I'm going to sound.
Go ahead.
Let me see. When no one else can understand me, when everything I do is wrong, you give me love and consolation. I got to warm up.
Okay, well,
You sounded great.
it was good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Okay,
the
let's see
King
if
song,
we
Elvis.
have any audience questions for Mr. Stansfield. Any takers?
Come
Any
on.
requests?
Any requests? Well, I don't see any on my end, but again, I do thank you. We're looking forward to having you back in person when the time comes.
Thank you, Kia and Bruce and everybody there. I'll see you hopefully live very, very soon. I'm glad everybody is well and safe. Thank you.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got to give them the one more wave.
Oh, the one more wave.
I'll give you a win more wave too. You know, when I was teaching drama, can I just say this really quick? When we had competitions in the rooms, we couldn't make noise, you know, as an audience when the student was performing. So we called it Happy Hands. So you can call it Win More Happy Hands. Thank you. Take care,
Okay.
guys.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Gia, can I interrupt for a second?
Go for it.
We have a special guest, one-time employee here at Winmore, Jeff Solomon. How many of you remember Jeff? One. Okay, two. Hi, Jeff. Jeff was the predecessor to Jakia, actually, and taught her everything, I think, right, Jakia?
Yes.
All right. So, Jeff.
She's a lot smarter than I am.
Well, you're a pretty smart guy. And you're living in Birmingham, Alabama now, and you want to tell us, the people, what you're doing?
Hey, firstly, I want to say, John Seminario, I'll have what you're having. You look so much younger than I remember.
That's his son.
Please.
That's his son,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Yeah, I was
You knew?
gonna,
Okay.
after the double take, yeah, I realized, but my gosh, we're getting old. But good to see everybody. A lot of familiar faces, some I don't recognize, but I just want to mention that it's surreal and fun to be here. I'm really struggling to not have an uncontrollable smile. It really is good to see y'all. And when I left Winmore, I leveraged a lot of the contacts that I made both via Winmore and being involved with organizations like CAI and such, and started a consulting and marketing company, which has evolved to many other things, such as running board meetings for condos like yourselves via Zoom, and to marketing support services for service providers that serve the condo and HOA industry. And that includes anything that can be done remotely, anything that could be done where I don't physically need to be there 24/7. So I'm having a good time with it. I'm enjoying myself, and it's possible because of folks like Bruce and Jackie and many others. I've learned a lot, and I've learned, I just can't say enough, and it's just great to be back and to see everybody. And Bruce, can I mention what we're doing Friday?
Shoot, go ahead.
Yeah, this Friday, Bruce is going to be a guest on a program we call The Gray Area. And Gray is the last name of a gentleman named Fred Gray, who wrote the book on community association management education. And they're kind of in the same realm as a company like Gold Coast, offering education for CAMs and real estate agents and that kind of a thing, the licensing, the continuing education credits. And we are going to be talking on Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern about hot topics with regards to CAMs and board members, everything from 55 plus communities and how federal laws affect them, ESAs, which I know is a hot topic. I won't get into that now. We have limited time. Short-term rentals, Airbnb, our CAM's voices, are your voices being heard, occupancy approval, finding process, and then we're going to take live audience questions, kind of like a radio show, kind of like what you're doing now. So we're going to have a good time with that. And if you want, I could put the link to join. It's free to join in the chat. Just give the word and I'll do it. And we're going to have a great time there. And the other thing I want to mention too, I would be remiss if I failed to mention this. You guys have it so well, and it's amazing to others when I describe how you have 44 separate associations in there, plus the master, and your board meetings. You know, people joke it's like a living, breathing Seinfeld episode. Well, kidding aside, okay, the fact that how you all have always gotten things done with the amount of people that are involved is a testament. Because I just mentioned, I run dozens of board meetings for condos and HOAs throughout the state, okay, via Zoom and such. And y'all have your stuff together. I'm trying to use a pleasant word. Some of these other organizations that are a lot smaller, which in theory should be easier to run meetings and be easier to get things done, they need to be flies on the wall at your meetings. So I think you should all applaud yourselves, because it's amazing how you guys continue to get things done, and you're trendsetters in the industry. And I'm not joking. I've experienced it. I was there for almost 18 years, and I'm constantly informed that it's continuing. So congratulations to you guys. And I owe a lot to you. I just can't thank you all enough.
Thank you, Jeff. And we try to make it look easy. We try to make it look fun, but there is a lot of hard work. And right now we have 165 dedicated employees and over 300 board members in different villages. And everybody has the same intent, is to just live the best life we can. And we're all one team. And I know in a lot of other places, it's not that way. People have their own agendas and they get caught up, and for every one step they take forward, they take two steps back. So we just
Mr.
enjoy.
Spock said it best in The Wrath of Khan when he was dying in the chamber, saving the Enterprise. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one or the few, and you guys are an example of that.
Thank you, Jeff. And join us anytime you want. You have an open invitation.
Appreciate it. Good to see everybody.
Okay, thank you. Jakia, is Zombie with us?
I have not seen Officer Zombie. I'm not sure what's going on. He is out there protecting the streets of Coconut Creek.
Maybe he's on Lions Road trying to help Jackie get through traffic. Okay, so I think we had a good show today, and maybe it's time to wrap up. I think we all need a hug. So Jakia, can you take us from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Virtual hug.
Here comes your hug, everybody.
I have a picture pinned to my wall, an image of you and me, and we're laughing with love at it all. Look at our life now, all tattered and torn. We fuss and we fight and delight in the tears that we cry until dawn. Oh, hold me now. Two of a kind, both of us searching for some perfect world we know we'll never find. So perhaps I should leave here, yeah, go far away. But you know that there's nowhere that I'd rather be than with you here today. Oh, 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 oh.
Everybody have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.